Waxateria.
Bro, listen, let's start it out like this. On 1 to 10, I just want you to start rating this fucking cheese here. What is this? 1 to 10. What are you giving this?
Light string cheese. That's a 10.
That's a 10? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Creme de brie.
Creme de brie. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay. Okay. Now this is the pecorino romano that like Italians pay like $30 for this thing full. What would you rate this as, man?
That's a 13 because that's my favorite.
That's a 13. He did it with that, bro.
And Joe, then, Joe has it in an old school jar. Like, that's legendary.
Oh, forget it. Like
I love that that's in a jar. Oh, Swiss. I am the Sultan of Swiss, so that's another 10. You may notice a theme. I love all cheeses.
The American cheese. What are we doing with this?
Oh yeah. That's of course a 10, obviously. But here's the thing. The American cheese, it's one of my nicknames, and I do the American cheese or the say cheese elbow as an ode to one of my favorites of all time, the great himself, Dusty Rhodes.
Right.
So American cheese, I'll usually intro a video with I'm the Gorgonzola rock and roller, I'm the Sultan of Swiss, I'm the amazing Asiago, the American cheese, baby. Hit him with the elbow.
Love it.
Like that. By the way, I really love that you had that pecorino in a jar.
Yeah.
The first time I had pecorino was when I was in Italy, and they put it on some gnocchi, like some really hot steaming gnocchi, and it just melted right there on the spot, dude.
Nothing like it.
It's incredible, bro.
Nothing like
amazing. Loving that.
What is your take on your card? To me, it's one of my favorite cards in the set. And I'm not just saying that. I told Joe all the time that when we first did this, the colors, it just pops. Like, what was your initial take when you first saw the card?
I absolutely love it. And I'm not just blowing smoke because I'm on here with you guys, but one of my best friends in the world, Isaiah Reyes, who runs iReyes Photography, shout out iReyes Photography. He does a lot of really good promo pics, and a lot of his stuff, especially in the Florida area, winds up on various posters and flyers and your promo pictures. He's one of the guys to go to, not to, say anything about any of the other guys. There's a lot of really great photographers in Florida. But that photo was particularly one of my favorite photos because we had a lot of fun shooting that. And in addition, I had 3 belts at the time. Now I just currently have just the one, but it was fun to carry 3 straps in a photo. And it was a photo like we're really jovial, we're playing around, we're laughing. And Isaiah says, give me everything. Give me your big roar. And I'm like, I'm not giving you a roar. And then he said something funny and made me laugh. And that right there, it looks like I'm really intense and I've got the glasses on, but I'm laughing hysterically. And when I laugh, I project involuntarily.
He definitely caught the moment, though. He really caught the moment right there because it's just such a great shot. I'm definitely happy that we used that shot because definitely one of the faves of the set.
Yeah, man, that's awesome to have you in the set. And me and Joe also appreciate your whole shtick, so to speak. Like, for me and Joe, wrestling is like 80% entertainment. So if the person's not making me laugh, honestly, it doesn't matter. So shout out to you for doing that and being part of because those are the wrestlers that make it. Those are the wrestlers that people are like, all right, I remember that guy. He made me laugh. That guy's hilarious, So that's cool, man. It's you entertain me when I see your promos and stuff. I'm like, I'm so glad this dude's in the set.
Thank you.
And also shout out to Mike Orlando because I know he hooked you up. And Mike Orlando, this is one of the cards that came back from CGC, which is really awesome because, man, I talked to Joe about this, man. I believe in Mike Orlando, man. That dude is a beast. It's just a matter of time with him, and I'm glad I think he's doing an NWA debut, I believe, Saturday in Florida, which is awesome.
Hey, what's funny about that is I am also making an NWA debut on Saturday, and I'm in a triple threat match, and one of my opponents is going to be Mike Orlando.
What?
Oh, wow.
Mike is a really good friend, and he's been a great mentor to me in the business. He kind of pulled me aside one time. We were doing a smaller promotion in Sarasota, Florida, and it was called Grind Time Wrestling, and it was the first kind of like breakout session for the cheese, and where people really started appreciating me and loving the character and loving me, and all the fun things that come along with wrestling, cheering, chanting cheese, buying merch, all the good stuff. But Mike pulled me aside, and I was nervous, and I was always entering a lot of self-doubt before I went out there through the curtain. And Mike pulled me aside after I won the title there, and he said, "Hey man," he said, "you're a star." He said, "You might not think it right now, but you need to own it as soon as you possibly can." And that has really stuck with me. And I've tried not to be, arrogant with it whatsoever. But Mike and his encouragement has really helped propel me level upon level. So big shout out to Mike Orlando. I also believe in Mike. To me, it's silly that Mike Orlando is not signed to a major company right now. So hopefully he will be soon.
Yeah, me and Joe say that all the time. I mean, yeah, Mike's a good dude. I mean, I don't know him well, but I worked in the wrestling business for over 10 years. And I'm going to say maybe 2014 or 2015 at a show in South Brooklyn. And I'm setting up the commentary table. And Mike just walks up to me, and my partner's doing a Mike Orlando. Like 99% of guys won't do that, especially guys from outside the locker room, the local, locker room. Like just if they're nervous or whatever. Mike just came right up to us and was total gentleman. And yeah, it was MJF was on that card too, and some of these other dudes. But yeah, I agree, man. Mike Orlando needs to be like in one of the big companies right now because he's awesome. Like he's physical, he's big, he has a good shtick, the whole thing. And yeah, man, like let's go. One of these guys gonna sign him up, right, man?
Yeah,
I believe that.
They've got to. I mean, you mentioned MJF on that card, but Mike is the kind of guy, he's been around for a while, and he's kind of swimming in the same bodies of water as these big stars like MJF, like Sonny Kiss, like all these different names that you see pop up on TV and then go to different brands. Mike's been right there with him, and honestly, it's just only a matter of time until somebody snatches him up and does the right thing with him, because the Green Machine is really something that people believe in. Not less than a week ago, this past weekend, we worked at a promotion down here in the St. Pete area of Florida called Pride of Wrestling, and Mike is the champion there. And I'll brag on myself a little bit. I get some cheers. I got a good, really good crowd, really good fan base there. But in the main event, you hear people, Green Machine. They love him. He's a lovable dude. He's easy to get along with. Like I said, I'll gush about Mike Orlando. He'll probably be like, dude, don't do that. It's your time to shine. Talk about yourself, because he always does that to me. But I just got to say, I can't say enough good things about how good Mike Orlando personally has been to me.